Hello everybody, my name is Jerron.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're here to welcome you all to our Red Velvet, Perfect Velvet album review. This album did something to us guys, but we're not gonna ramble, we're just gonna jump and dip right into these tracks.
Yep.
Starting with track number 1, which is Peekaboo. And the person behind the music is Kinsey. I feel like I said this in the music video reaction. I felt like this was a lullaby-esque track. What both me and Sam were like scared in the beginning of the music video reaction was we thought it was going to be a tropical house. Anybody that knows me knows that tropical house is definitely one of my least favorite genres ever in like music. So I was really scared, but it turned out like it wasn't really that. It was just kind of like its own thing.
We're kind of scarred by a lot of this year's comebacks because Tropical House somehow hit the K-pop market and everyone wanted to do it. So it's just like, I feel like that's all we, like those are just a lot of what we heard this year was the Tropical House, which also we were both kind of worried about that. We're like, I mean, it's Red Velvet. We'll see how this goes. Usually they have something up their sleeve, and they did. They definitely did have something up their sleeve, and like Dron said, very lullaby-esque. It definitely sounded like, it sounded like a music box, like the background, and then they put like a twist on it, and it was just, I loved it.
There was a consistent beat in the song that was like boom, 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 and you're able to count like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's like this cool little music technique. I recommend you guys do.
This song on its own, I'm glad that they chose this as a title track, because if you listen to the whole album, you know that this track, it stands on its own. It definitely stands on its own. It kind of would have been weird if it wasn't the title track, because it would have been one of those things that would have been like, oh, like, you know, this would have been a runner-up for a title track, but like this one has such a different and unique sound from it, away from all the other side tracks, that it just would have been weird if it wasn't. So I'm definitely glad that they chose this as the title track, and you know, I was really happy with transition from the pre-chorus into the chorus. Very smooth. Solgi and Wendy's voices were amazing in this. They definitely went off. Wendy especially at the end. You know, lyrics were they were cute on the outside, but if you read them and you really look into it, it definitely had darker intentions, and it definitely had a darker feeling to it, which I really like because it fit with the music video, with you know, them acting like cute, but then at the same time they were also out to murder him. So it definitely fit like perfectly with the lyrics and the feeling and everything about this title track. So I definitely was very happy with this choice of it being the title track.
And moving on to track number 2 is Look. And the people behind the music are Charlie Taft, Daniel Obi Klein, Jimbo, and Sumin. And Solgi starts off this song so strong, and just, oh my gosh, I was gagged. And I feel like Irene's vocal tone, like, and she has kind of like a deep register to her voice, was very perfect for this style of song, this 80s like vibe song. And this is totally like up Irene's alley. I feel like she shined a lot in this song. And I love the sample of the guy's voice that was used towards the end of the song. I thought that was pretty cool and unique. It gave it some spice and some flavor. And then, but I do think that my favorite part of this song was where I believe it was the bridge, and they completely stripped out the entire beat and instrumental, and it was just Wendy singing, and then the next part transitioned to Solgi and it slowly fades back. And I thought that was really cool, and I just thought that even though it was pretty consistent, you know, there was little neat tricks put into the song that made it interesting too at the same time.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like this was just a song that the fans wanted. It was just so funky. It was funky and fresh, and it was just, I loved it. And you know, it gave me the same feelings as like my favorite Michael Jackson song, Rock With You. Like, it was just, it made me want to get up and start dancing, like just like the disco era would you know, make you want to do. And you know, it was just, I just love the vibe of it. And you know, I love how they kept the same tune all the way through. They kept the same sound. I'm glad there wasn't really any changes in it, because you know, it can either be a good or bad thing. it worked out in their favor definitely because, you know, of the disco vibes to it. Because disco, usually you like to keep that same upbeat track going.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that they kept to that tune, and it worked out in the end. It was amazing. I'm so glad they released a song like this. And, you know, lyrically, it was pretty simple. They're metaphorically making their significant other, like the light, like how it was shining down on them, and stuff like that. So it was definitely very simple, but it was still like something you could definitely vibe to, and I really, really liked it. I think it was a perfect addition to this album. Super happy it was on here. And, you know, Charlie Taft, she can never go wrong. So
yeah, Charlie and Daniel together, powerful duo.
I mean, if you see their names on something, you're just like, oh, okay, what's gonna be Bob?
Yeah.
So I mean,
simple as that.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. All I get from this song is pretty much power. Like, that's the first thing I think of. That's the best way to describe it. It evolves musically, I feel. It starts off strong and it ends even stronger. It's crazy. And as I was watching the line distribution, I really thought that Wendy was going to get the most lines, and it seemed like it was a duel between her and Seulgi, but Seulgi came out on top. And I was really shocked by that. Wendy, but for me though, I do feel like Wendy's voice did stand out to me a little bit more than Seulgi's. But lyrically, I feel like this is just your classic breakup song.
Exactly.
It's wanting to go and not look back. That's what I got from it.
It was like, it's just like the opening gets you. It just does. Like, it right away just snatches you, and it's like you just can't stop listening to it. What really made this song was the ad-libs in the background. Like, it just, oh god, like, I just need to play this one part.
Oh god.
Like, who would even think to put that in a song? And they did, and it worked perfectly. Like, even that little pause was like the perfect amount of time. Like, usually it's like you're kind of like, okay, but it's like, no, it was like perfect. And it was, oh god, like, that was such a good addition to this song. It was such a good choice to put in this song. Just the vocal control they have in this song is crazy. If Hitchhiker were to ever come to like KCON or something, and I like how London Noise does, I want him to show us the breakdown of this song. I need to see every little layer of this song, because I feel like there's so much sound in there that's just layered on top of each other. I just need to see it. I need to see it because I have fallen in love with stuff like that ever since London Noise and KCON, who showed us Forever, and every little layer. I love listening to songs and trying to see, okay, there's something way in the back, and then there's something on top of that, and it's just like with this song, it would be perfect for this because there's so much going on and it all just blends perfectly, and it's just I can't. There's so many voice samples in this song that just sound like instruments or sound like a synth or something.
And I wonder if that's just their singing was just such a good blend of one another that it did sound like an instrument.
Yeah, and that's what it sounded like to me.
Good vocal technique.
Yeah, and just the voice manipulation and just, oh god, like this honestly was just a masterpiece of a song.
It really was.
I just honestly want, like, this is the perfect song just to listen to when it's sunset and you're driving, or even at night. Like, just something, like, it's just a powerful, powerful song, and I just love it.
What they did in this song towards the very end was the way it ends, it sounded exactly the way Airplane by FX ends. And I definitely got Airplane vibes towards the end of the song, so let me just play it. The way it fades off like that, it's very
reminiscent of that.
Moving on to track number 4, Kingdom Come. and the people behind the music is Jam Factory, The Stereotypes, and These. This song, I remember when its teaser was released and they didn't have any lyrics. Like, this was the only teaser that didn't have any lyrics, but it was something about this instrumental that was grabbing me, like gravitating it to where I was like, wow, I really like this. And I think it was the biggest mystery of a song because, you know, I was like, well, damn, does this song have lyrics? And then finally when the album came out, I listened to it and I was like, whoa. I finally realized what I liked so much about this song is that the beat, is the use of the drum reminds me so much of Aaliyah's song 1 in a Million. I literally am shook that it's the only difference is that the pace of the drum, but we're gonna insert a little screen that shows you the beat of both songs and you guys be the deciding factor. And then honestly, this was such a classic 90s song. Like, I felt like it was really very old school. And Seulgi, this was Seulgi's song. Straight up. Like, it was Seulgi.
Killed it.
Seulgi did the damn thing.
She absolutely killed it in this song.
Loved it. I just feel like Seulgi has been improving so much on vocals. Like, she's arguably on the same level as Wendy. Like, they're both amazing. I think it all just comes down to preference at that point.
Yeah.
There was a part in the beginning where Irene literally sounded like Key. Did you get that at all?
I have to listen to that again.
Did that not sound like Key?
Yeah, you're right.
And it made me wonder, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this song is structured like a lot like a Shiny song too.
Yeah.
I'm just getting so many influences from Aaliyah to Shiny to damn, like this is just a lot going on in this song. I absolutely loved it. And that little rap part that Irene did that sounded like Key, I was shook because I'm like, damn, is he featured on this song? The chorus kills me every time when they all sing in unison and say, it only unveils in front of me, color all of me with you, fill up my heart, baby, I will love you until kingdom come. Holy shit! Damn it! God! Those are such, the lyrics is just so like, you could just feel it.
Even the I got you, you got me part.
Oh my god, it was just...
And like, speaking of the lyrics, I feel like, you know, there's people who maybe don't know what the saying until kingdom come means. It pretty much means that they'll love you for all eternity.
Yes.
Forever. And what a really interesting lyric I found, and I am going to tie this into a Disney movie, you'll see. So one of the lyrics goes, Flash, there may be a sharp thorn on the other side, but I will reach with my hand the moment I approach as if I'm under a spell. Sleeping Beauty, anybody?
Oh my god.
Hello, Kingdom Come.
Where's all my Disney stands at?
Like, her being like almost under a trance, like her, you know, Sleeping Beauty with like the spinning needle, I think. And just like, and throughout the song, she kind of mentions how she feels like she's like in a dream that she doesn't want to wake up from. It reminds me of Sleeping Beauty even more. And I'm like, I wonder if they like took a little influence from there. It's something interesting to think about.
Yeah.
What I loved about this chorus and everything is that they kind of like stripped the instrumental a little bit to really bring their voices forward.
Yeah.
Like this whole song in general, I feel like they stripped a little bit of the instruments from it and really like projected their voices to the front.
Yes.
Whereas some songs, you know, sometimes it could be you could tell that there's some instruments that kind of cover their voices a little bit. But for this one, I really feel like they just brought their voices forward, and it was like the main part of the song was their voices.
Yes.
And I have a timestamp for this. Oh god, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Do you hear her in the background?
Oh girl, my wig.
That whole, I don't think people get that whole part with vocals. That whole part. There's so many vocal layers in that part. I literally felt like I was being attacked from all sides.
Seulgi snapped.
She did. I really think that this album is a breakout for Seulgi and her vocals. Because like I said, I feel like people always are just like, oh, Wendy, oh, Irene, oh, like they're very like they're very
everybody else.
Yeah, and like Seulgi, I feel like people like this is it for her. Like I feel like people will now realize that like she has a voice. Like she is not only really good at dancing, she is an amazing vocalist. And oh god,
totally see Seulgi being like the first soloist in Red Velvet.
Right?
Honestly.
Like hashtag Team Seulgi. Like I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her to just become that member who's just an all-around. She's well-rounded.
She is very well-rounded.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I want her to be a triple threat in this industry.
She is.
Oh gosh, like I just cannot get over how good this song was.
Honestly, this song really is just like I'm down for my man anthem.
Yeah, all in all, like just another banger off this album. I cannot. Okay, I love this song so much. I'm so happy this song was on this album. I'm just blown away so far. So far through this album, I was just blown away.
Yep, this song made me feel like I'm down for my man. But we hate men, remember? Moving on. The next track number 5 is My Second Date. And it's by Jian Gandhi and James Wong. And this song was probably the most taboo for me when I was doing the review. I don't know, like, it was just, like, literally, like, I started playing, I don't know. But that's not a bad thing. Like, it's just, musically, it's just, like, it's just so weird. I really liked it, but, like, I just don't know, like, how to, like, it's almost like I'm lost for words, like, even what to say. Like, it has a very nostalgic feel to it, so it's that, and I'm also getting FX vibes for sure. Like, definitely gives me very much FX vibes. And I think the coolest part I would say about this song was that the breakdown in the chorus happened. I was like, ooh. But it was very weird. It was very experimental. Probably the most on this entire track. That's why it's so FX. And I feel like what I got from the lyrics is how it's pretty much about the continuation of that stage in your, I guess, dating relationship with somebody, and it's a little awkward. So because
she's saying how they did everything on the first date and she doesn't know what to do on the second date.
One. Yeah.
She's like, do I dress a certain way? Do I act a certain way? Do we talk about different things? Like,
and you find yourself questioning what are you going to do next, pretty much. So I totally feel like this was Irene's song. She totally dominated this song, line distribution wise. And definitely she was very prominent vocally too.
Honestly, I don't really have much to say about the song. It was very straightforward with lyrics, which is something I actually liked about the lyrics. It's very straightforward. There wasn't a lot of metaphors going on. It was very just like, what do I do? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do that? Like, it was very just like, pertaining to the title, My Second Date. And as Duran said, Irene did dominate this song. This is definitely a mostly Irene song, which I see, because I can see Irene doing a song like this. And I really like, just like Duran was saying, how it was very experimental. Like, there was just a lot of unconventional sounds in this, which is very interesting. I feel like more people are doing nowadays in K-pop, adding more unconventional sounding things. So I'm definitely happy that there was this type of song on here, because it is very experimental, and I feel like it's something that Red Velvet definitely needs to start doing to go forward now. And I definitely like how they kind of, are kind of making their way there now by putting a sidetrack like this. Yeah. So, I'm glad it's not the title track, because I feel like it's a little too experimental to be the title track. But I'm definitely glad they put this in here. Kind of like, let's throw that in there and see how it does. Yes. Like, let's just see how people take to it. And I feel like it's definitely something, when you first listen to it, you're like, like, let me listen to this again. Because, like, it's kind of a lot. You're kind of like, okay. And I definitely see what John's saying about the FX vibes. For sure. It is something that just is in the back of my mind whenever I listen to the song. Yeah. I like how it turned out, their voices fit with it. And yeah, that's what I think about this song.
Moving on to track number 6 is and it's by Kinsey and the Stereotypes. And I just really wish that this song, the very, very few seconds of this song with that ominous intro could have been more prominent in the entire song. That is my only critique about this song. I definitely feel like Irene starts off the song, rightfully so, as the queen that she is. And the background sounds of this song is just so demonic.
I know.
I just don't know, like, and lyrically, it's pretty much just about let's be young, reckless, and impulsive together. And that's what I found lyrically about it. Pretty much young love. Specifically, there's a part that's like, let's go, there's lots of roads. Let's get on a motorcycle. And so that's just like pretty much like impulsive, like let's just get on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like this song is the time slip of the album, because like on The Red, Time Slip was just that ass shaking song, and now on this one, this is that.
This is the twerk song of the album.
Yeah, and you know, Wendy came through with the bridge. Is probably my favorite part of the entire song, when she was like, hey boy, kinda like your style. Like, oh, sexy Wendy. But yes, what did you think about Attaboy?
Definitely love the rapping in this song. Definitely fit with the more trappy sound to it. Really liked how the chorus, the pre-chorus flowed into the chorus. Also very smooth. And I loved just them singing in unison. I felt like that was like, perfect with the chorus. I really liked how instead of a huge drop in music, it was like their voices came through and they all started singing in unison. I feel like that was like a really nice touch, except for like just a long trappy sounding chorus with like no vocals in it. So I definitely liked how they had their voices in there, and I felt like that was a very good addition. And like I said before, it was just it was a party song. Like it was definitely like something like you can shake your ass to, like Duran did. So that's pretty much it about the song. The lyrics are straightforward. You kind of understood what it was talking about. It's about being like young, free, wild, just all that stuff.
Some people felt like they heard a demonic cow moo in it. Did you hear that?
No.
I don't know either. I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
What does a demonic cow sound like?
I just literally Joy with her primal screams and this. I'm like, oh, girl, you need to calm down. She just got done watching Tarzan or something when she filmed this or recorded this song.
Her going back to her primal. Her in the studio, them saying, just channel your inner primate, like just go.
This song is definitely comical, but in a good way, of course.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next track number 7, Perfect 10. And the people behind the music is Charlie Taft,
Of course,
Daniel Obi Klein, and Deez. Literally the first thing I put is because I need a new wig after hearing this. If anybody follows me on my social media on Twitter, I could not shut up about this song. I was completely taken aback from how Red Velvet finally did a sexy slow jam. Like, they've done Automatic, but I feel like this song was like sexy. Automatic was just like a 90s R&B kind of like and then this was just like sensual. That's the word.
Yeah.
It was more sensual. And oh my god, Charlie girl, how do you do it?
I know.
How do you do it? This song is a masterpiece. Like, I'm so gagged. Honestly, if I had to define the word magic with a song, I would totally pick Perfect 10. This song is literally magical. It's literally romantic. I think that the lyrics is probably the best lyrics I've heard on the entire album. And I love the use of metaphors comparing their love to like a camera, like just like cut the cameras on and press record, and like they record it in close up. Where's my close up? Like, it's just, it's so sexy. Like, I don't know what else to say. Wendy's intro vocals, bomb. Sulgi, bomb. Everybody on this song, bomb. The harmony was absolutely just out of this world. This was just the slow jam of the century that we didn't know we need from Red Velvet. And I just, oh God, like I said, the symbolism was absolutely A1. It was beautiful. And honestly, like, when I first heard this song, like, it literally almost brought me to tears. Like, I'm just, even right now, it's just like, wow to me. That's all I have to say. Like, it's just, I'm thankful that this song exists. It was a lot of sounds. It was pretty consistent, but I do feel like there was some sounds in it that made it interesting.
I feel like one thing that stood out to me that I really liked was towards the end how 10 was being said in different voices.
Yes.
You know, like it was like 10. Yeah, it was
there was like a deep voice too.
Yeah, like I really liked that a lot. Like I felt like that was such a good addition to it. This was one of those songs that it was so good that I couldn't find a timestamp that I wanted to put for it. Like I was like, if I, like a timestamp I was like gonna put on here, I'm like, this is like literally almost like a minute and a half long. Like that's like pretty much the whole damn song. This song was just like, honestly, it was perfection. Like it was like just perfect. Like I literally could not give you one critique about it. Like it was just too good. It really was just too good. And Red Velvet literally just blessed us with this song. And Charlie Taft just
the most powerful producer in K-pop. Like I'm not kidding. Like she's just too powerful.
I just don't get why people aren't like knocking her door down.
I know.
Like why are people not knocking their door down to work with her?
Literally.
Like I feel like, you know, London Noise even just now starting to branch out to other people. And it's just like I feel like people they need to look at these foreign producers and just like Charlie Taft is just someone you need to work with.
Yes.
Like I feel like every group needs to at least have one Charlie Taft song.
Literally.
Like it's just like oh God, like she never fails to impress me. She never fails to give me a song, and I just know if Charlie Taft is on a song, it's gonna be good. So when we saw that she did Perfect 10, I was like, well, you know what? There we go. There's our song. I just feel like this is definitely just one of those body rolling songs. It was just God, like
sexy.
It was, and the ad libs were really good in this as well. Like everyone just sounded so good. Like these vocals, honestly, in this song just like sent me to another realm. Like it was just, oh God, like it was just amazing. It really was amazing. That's really pretty much all I can say because it was just good. Like it really was just good.
Impeccable.
And it was absolutely impeccable. And I would give this song like 100 out of 10. Like it blows out the charts.
Moving on to track number 8 is About Love, and the people behind the music is Jam Factory and Re:1. And this track to me was probably the most old school of the entire album. It was really like something I felt like I could heard my parents jamming to when I was younger. It was so R&B. It was so uplifting. It was an uplifting love song. And it was very happy. It was just like, I really liked it. I was just like, like it was just really something you could groove to and get your zhush. I definitely feel like Joy and Yuri's raps were just absolutely amazing. Irene's too. Like rap line really showed their asses on this track. But Wendy and Joy probably stood out to me the most because they dominated the song. I absolutely liked it. To simplify what the song's about, I would probably say it's literally about being shook by love. Yeah. Honestly.
Joy's rap in this, it was amazing. It was. Like, I was so happy Joy got a rap in this, and she did amazing. Oh God, like, I really did love it. And I feel like this song this song could have been released around springtime. Yeah. Like, it was a very springtime type of song.
It is.
And the song, like John said, about you being pretty much shook by love. Like, she was saying in the song how, like, you know, it doesn't matter where she is, who she's having a conversation with, somehow her significant other always comes up in that conversation. She can't stop complimenting them, talking about them. Yeah. And, you know, it was just a really sweet song. Like, it was just something that was just very springtime, very, like, you know, the season of love. And it was just, I loved it. It really was. Like, Seulgi and Wendy, obviously, in the song were amazing. And I just, like, this song was just, It was like very nice and simple, like
Very straightforward.
It was very straightforward. I really did like it.
Moving on to the last and final track is Moonlight Melody, and the people behind the music is none other than Monotree. Monotree is definitely somebody who are known for doing ballads, like they did I believe it was Taeyeon's Time Lapse. So it's like, so they're good at ballads. And so Joy starts off the song, followed off by Yeri. I like that. That was a nice change. And this song really reminded me a lot of My Answer by EXO. It was very lyrically, it was just, I don't know, it just reminded me so much of My Answer. And this song was very string instrumental heavy. Like a lot of string instruments was used in this song. I don't know, I think the song was very beautiful. It was a very beautiful song. Nice way to end the album.
Exactly. First thing I put was that this was the perfect way to end this album. It was perfect. And the violins were such an amazing touch to this. The piano was super soothing along with the guitar. And it to me, when I first was listening to it, it reminded me of like an ending to like the anime Fruits Basket or something. Like it was very just like soothing, and like it just like kind of puts you in a trance listening to it. And it's definitely a sleep playlist song for sure. For sure, adding that right away. And I feel like lyrical wise, I feel like just the lyrics itself, it was just the type of lyrics that could just easily give you a visual of what was going on. Like I could see a music video with this. You know, talking about how the Moonlight Melody was something that they both heard, like her significant other, and how towards the end she talked about how she couldn't hear it anymore, and how she craves to hear it again. Like it was just,
it was beautiful.
It was like the perfect thing to describe this song was that it was beautiful. It was a beautiful song. And I just feel like it was just perfect. It was a perfect way to end this album.
And that wraps up our album review. Now let's go into summary mode.
Guys, we're gonna have to keep this summary part just a bit short, just because our battery is dying.
Sorry.
So, I mean, I pretty much think we said everything we needed to say during us talking about all the songs. All I can say is that I just really enjoyed this album. Probably one of the best albums of this year. Not even putting it into boy/girl group categories. Just one of the best albums. Just one of the best albums of this year. And really quick, we're going to give our top 3. My number 3 for me would be Perfect 10. Perfect 10 would definitely be my number 3.
My number 3 is I Just.
My number 2, I feel like my number 2 and my 1 are going to be mixing up a lot for a while. But I'd probably say my number 2 would probably be Kingdom Come.
My number 2 is also Kingdom Come.
And my number 1 for right now is definitely I Just. Like, I Just blew my mind.
And then my number 1's Perfect 10. So we pretty much have same trinity, different orders.
Just different orders. Yeah, just let us know what you guys thought about this album. Let us know what your guys' favorite track was, what your favorite parts were. Because
we definitely want to talk to you guys about it.
Give us your guys' analysis of this album, because we definitely love to have a conversation about this. Follow us on our social media. All the links are in the description down below, as well as the end screen. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified of when we upload.
So guys, with that being said,
we will see
you guys in the next video.
Bye.